Hi y'all, it's Wendy and welcome to my Texas kitchen. Today we're having some pulled portobello mushroom barbecue burgers as well as a roasted corn salad and also some coleslaw. So let's get this started. I picked out 4 portobello mushrooms, 3 to 4, about a pound's worth, wiped them out, and then you're going to take a spoon and you're going to get these brown gills out. What that's going to do is help take some of the moisture out of our mushrooms so that they dry out really nicely in the oven. So let's get those all in the oven. I have my oven already set for 425. We're going to get these in. And 20 to 25 minutes, and those should be done. Next, we're going to start on our onions. I've chopped up half of an onion, and already in my pan, I have melted 1 tablespoon of coconut oil. So we're going to just add those chopped onions. My temperature is low to medium low, and I'm going to saute these for about 10 minutes or so they get nice and soft. So let's get those all started. All right, we'll let that continue on. The next ingredient we're going to do today is our smoky barbecue bourbon sauce. It's a nice homemade barbecue sauce, and it does have some sugar in it, but that's okay. It's going to have a wonderful taste to it. You can either use brown sugar, light brown sugar, or I decided to use coconut sugar, which for me is a little bit not as sweet. So we're going to do 1 cup of the coconut sugar. To that I'm adding 2/3 of a cup of apple juice, 2/3 of a cup of tomato ketchup, and this is 1/3 of a cup of some bourbon whiskey. Something you got to do in here in Texas. If you choose not to add alcohol to your barbecue sauce, that's okay too. You can also use another 1/3 cup of apple juice or just omit it altogether. All right, our next ingredient is 3 tablespoons of balsamic vinegar, 1.5 teaspoons of sea salt, 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire, 2 teaspoons of both yellow mustard, and also 2 teaspoons of adobo sauce. We used some chili peppers earlier to make a salad dressing, so we used additional for that. And we have 1.5 teaspoons of liquid smoke. That's going to give it that nice smoky barbecue taste. And then just at the end, calls for just a little bit of Tabasco. I'm just going to put a few little drops in like that. We're going to mix this all up and put it on top of the stove. First, we're going to bring it to a low boil on medium to medium high. And then once that's done, we're going to turn it down a little bit, let it cook till it gets nice and thick. Keep an eye on it because it could burn. All right, we're going to keep those an eye on both of these things, and I'll be back with you in just a few minutes. Hi, things are coming along nicely back here. Let's get this roasted corn salad finished. What I did is I took 4 ears of corn, shucked them, dried them off nice and good, and then I put 1.5 tablespoons of olive oil and salt and pepper, rubbed them down, put them in the oven at 375 degrees for 20 minutes, and then I let them cool down. So once they're cooled down, good enough to handle, you're going to just take your knife and you're going to cut the corn kernels off. Easy as that. If I had a bundt pan, you can put it in the top of the bundt pan and let it drip down into the sides, but that's one thing I don't have is a bundt pan. But that's all right. So we're going to get those out. We're going to add this to the other 3 ears that I've already taken care of. All right, to this we're going to add 1/2 cup of red onions that I've diced, 1/4 cup of cilantro, and then the juice of a lime. Again, when you use your juicer, you want to make sure that you take the cut side, put it downward, squeeze, and open. Let's do it with the other side. Put the cut side down, squeeze, and there you have it. A little bit of salt and pepper. These were a wedding present. Love them. All right. Get that a nice toss. If you like, you can make the corn salad and use it while it's still warm. That is actually really good. We had that last week that it was still warmed up and it turned out really nice. And then we've also had it the next day and it was just as good cold. So there you have it. Roasted corn salad with red onion, cilantro, lime juice, salt, and pepper. All right, guys, let me get the rest of the things out of the oven and then we'll be back with you in just a few minutes. Okay, our portobello mushrooms are all nice and cooked, 20 to 25 minutes at 425. I let them cool a little bit so I can handle them. I have a little bit left to show you on this one. You can either use 2 forks. I like to just use my hand, but what you're going to do is just start tearing the portobello mushroom into strips like this. It kind of looks like shredded pork. And I know in Texas, you guys were hoping that I'd make a nice rack of ribs or something like that, but I like to eat a lot more vegetarian meals down here. We did a Daniel fast at our church earlier this year, and I really enjoyed a lot of the new recipes that I tried. All right, let's get that all done. So that's the 4 portobello mushrooms. I'm going to add these right away to our sauteed onions that we took care of already. Going to add a little bit more of the liquid smoke. That'll give it that nice smoky flavor. And then our barbecue sauce that we made earlier has cooled a little bit, and I'm going to add a half a cup of that. If you don't want to make a barbecue sauce, that's fine. Go ahead and just use your favorite brand. I'm going to get that all together, put it back on the stove, let it all warm up, and all those flavors come together for another 5 minutes, and we'll be back and ready to eat, okay? All right, guys, are you getting hungry? We're ready to serve it up. Our portobello mushroom barbecue sandwich. I'm going to put it over our, this is really good. It's a cheddar jalapeno bread that we got at our local grocery store. And here in Texas, we serve it with a little bit of white onion on top and some pickles. We also have our roasted corn salad. And also a coleslaw that I made. I made a fresh dressing of chipotle, ginger, cashew. Either serve it on the side or right on top. And there you have it. My first edition of my Texas kitchen. Thanks for joining me. I hope you enjoy it as much as I have. Yum. I'll even share it with my husband. Thanks for joining me, guys. From my kitchen to yours. Have a great one.